For those of you who don't know us, hi, my name is Melissa Rise. Normally I'm a Pokemon and variety VTuber and Facecam streamer. We're currently using the Suika model because my 2.0 isn't done yet. It will be done in August. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Mossy. I'm also a variety streamer, but mostly cozy vibe stuff. And I'm a fairy VTuber who maybe might occasionally do some facecam/handcam streams. We'll see.
Yeah. And we're the founders of VDuality. It's gonna be kind of an informal Q&A, so if we kind of like don't answer things in a certain order or anything, you know, if you have a question too that you feel like wasn't answered, feel free to put it in the chat, obviously, and we will get to that. If it's something that we already have written here, we have a bunch of questions that were written down that we gathered, so we'll probably go through these first. But if your question is something that wasn't already answered on our pre-written questions, then we will make sure to address it. Yeah, that sounds good, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The first question is probably, what is VDuality?
What is it?
Yeah, hell if I know. No, I'm kidding. I'll read the blurb to you all. But VDuality is a new VTuber group that also allows facecam and handcam content. Our goal is to start as a group before evolving over time to a more corporate agency-like structure. So what does that mean? So we're basically wanting to form a group that will be long-term. We also want to allow people the freedom of doing facecam. Facecam, I feel like it's becoming more common in the VTuber space, but it is, it's definitely, I think at the time when we were creating this, definitely a very frowned upon thing.
Super frowned upon, yeah.
Yeah, like, for those of you who don't know, like, personally, Mossy was actually the first VTuber that I had ever seen actually also do facecam. I mean, I knew what Mossy looked like already, like, we've met well before, but, I was like, oh, Mossy does both. That's really cool. And so Mossy was actually an inspiration for me to be like, oh my gosh, I could do both. And so we wanted to kind of create a space where people could have the freedom to do both.
Yeah. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. But when are auditions closing? Auditions are open now until July 21st. Who can apply? I was like, they're literally in order. And I'm like, what question is next? Who can apply?
Who can apply? Anyone.
Anyone.
Anybody can.
What does that mean, Mossy? Where do they have to be from the United States?
No.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all don't have to be from the US. Thank goodness.
Our only rule about auditioning is that you have to be 18 plus. That is our only rule. But other than that, we're welcoming anyone. Anybody, all genders, all orientations, before that's even asked. I feel like that for us, I feel like that goes without saying, but if you don't know us. So yes.
Yeah. We're both very gay, and very happy about it. So yeah, we're if you are gay, you are welcome. If you're not gay, you're also welcome. Our real, like, one thing where we're like, you can't be this, and it tells you right on the application, don't be an ass. Just don't be an asshole. That's literally it. You can be from anywhere in the world. You can be from any time zone, any gender or sexual orientation. We will welcome you.
I think there are a lot of groups that kind of have a strange, not strange, but like a very like hard rule. That's what I wanted to say. A very hard rule about like, no boys allowed. We're not that way. So if you're a male VTuber, we want you in here just as much as anyone else. So
how many talents do you plan to cast?
Ooh, good one.
This is kind of to be determined. It's going to kind of depend on how many applications we get, and also just how we're feeling. Basically, as we go through the process, you know, we don't really have like a number in mind. But probably loosely in the range between 3 and 7 is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like those feel like a good number range. So like it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5. You don't know.
Around 3 to 7, just because then it would be manageable for all the things we want to try to do for people, I think.
Yes, because we want to make sure nobody's getting overlooked. We want to make sure that we can create value for all of the talents that are cast. Hey, Mossy, what are the talent benefits?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. All talents will receive a custom key art visual from our key artist, who is amazing, by the way. Can vouch. And then support from the host, which is me and Melissa. We'll have a vetted group to organize collabs with, low stream quota, split pay from group donations for use towards making stream content better. So potentially, we would like through those donations, if you're a person who does not quite have like a model or anything, we would try to save up funds for that kind of thing.
Next one is, does VDuality have a stream quota? We do.
Yes,
but it's very low. It's
not that intense.
No, it's very low. Our stream quota is at least 3 streams a month.
Do I have to have experience streaming? Does the platform matter?
Oh, do you want to answer this? Or do you want me to
answer it? I can. You know what? You know what we should do for the rest of this? Take turns.
Yes, we should.
So I'll answer this one. So you can have. Sorry. Let me read the question again. Do I have to experience streaming? Does the platform matter? VDuality, we're going to accept casts, talents who stream on either Twitch or YouTube. Obviously, if you stream on Twitch, that would help with some aspects of it for sure, because we stream on Twitch, but you don't have to. Being at least an affiliate on Twitch is preferred, but it is not a requirement. Streaming experience is technically required. However, your audition is what will be considered first and foremost. One of the things we talked about off stream and things like this while we were planning VDuality is like having at least what did we say, a month of streaming under your belt. Kind of one of the things we're looking for. So that would be the answer to that.
Yeah, but also like if you haven't streamed, but maybe you have experience making like video content, for example, if you've been doing that for some time and like that's a good example of like stuff that you do, that's fine too. Like we would accept that, but like you would have to stream. We are a streaming group first and foremost, so yeah. Can you add additional information to your application? Or how would you submit additional things for us to look at? You won't. We really just want to look at your audition. And from there, I don't really want to give, our audition process is pretty transparent, to be honest, compared to like other groups or agencies or anything like that. So we don't want to give everything that we're doing away, but, we're gonna do some vetting, so if that hints at anything for you, then there you go. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at your audition first and foremost. And then from there, we will decide who moves on to interviews.
Interviews.
And all of those decisions, this was another question, so I'll just kind of address this. And then I'm taking a very long time on your turn talking.
You're fine.
But we're anticipating about a week to decide who we will be interviewing after auditions close, because Mossy will be out of town for some time during that first week. And then I also just work full time. Do I have to have a custom model? Does my model have to be Live 2D? You do not need a custom model. You can use Live 2D, 3D, PNG, or any other form of VTuber model, even those very scary photorealistic ones. You could do it. The only thing we require is that you have streaming usage rights to the model you use. And of course, please credit your artist. That's what we really care about.
So the next question is, when will audition results be announced? Okay, so I think we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I want to go into the details. So we are going to be providing feedback to anyone and everyone that requests feedback. There's a whole thing on the forum for that. We have participated in many different audition processes before this in the creative sphere, voice acting, theater, all that kind of stuff. Me and Melissa both, and we know how disheartening it can be to not know why you were not considered further, or even if you did make it past the first round and second rounds, what you did well, right? So you can do improve for the next one you choose to do or whatever. So it was important to Melissa specifically that those who would like direct feedback about their audition receive it so they know what to keep an eye out for in future auditions. VDuality will not provide additional information about other auditions or compare auditions in feedback forms, but we will give you feedback. We can promise that. Yes, we are going to provide, we're going to do feedback to all applicants, set up a second round interview process 1 week after applications close. And after all interviews have been conducted, we will have our final casting decisions. So talent announcements will be made on the VDuality socials and at a special streamed event. We'll also probably contact you via Discord if you are chosen for any of those rounds. What are the values of VDuality and how do those organizing VDuality plan to uphold these values? What are the qualifications of those leading VDuality currently? So that one we kind of touched on already.
We did,
so
yeah, I didn't realize.
That one. But the values, we don't have like a list set of values, I guess, technically, but like our main thing is that we want people to be kind and positive for the most part, but not like toxic positive, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a place of positivity in the VTubing sphere that's not like forced, if that makes sense. So we understand things come up. We understand that people have lives, people have bad things happen, and we just want to be a space where people can be supported. And yeah, those are our main values.
Yeah, basically we just all want to chill and like do cool things.
And create really cool events that like we want to be like a place that people can go to as a resource, but also as like people who, you know, I think we're pretty entertaining, the two of us. If accepted, are we allowed to have a manager that is not affiliated with VDuality? Yeah. We want what's best for you, right? At the end of the day. So if you want to have a manager that's, because we don't offer that service as of right now, we're totally fine with that. It's, again, we're more of a group right now, so it's more of the collab side of things, the like supporting each other side of things. If we end up becoming an agency, that rule might change, I guess. But because that, you know, then legal stuff comes in and it's a whole thing. But that is the current model.
Quote unquote operations, to be professional, are US based, but talent can be from anywhere. If this model changes in the future, which I don't perceive it to, but if it did for some reason when we eventually hopefully become incorporated at some point or more agency, we could, you know, we can address it at that time. But for now, no. But contracts, we won't have any formal contracts, at least for our first round at this time. We will ask everybody to agree to a set of, you know, rules or, you know, understanding, you know, and that's like to agree to, you know, like the stream quota and like understanding, you know, letting you know you can come to us. It's a very general, just kind of handshake agreement.
What are VDuality's goals for the next 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year?
I think I'm going to speak pretty generally here because, you know, this is going to change depending on our talents, of course, and how things evolve for everybody. So I think within the next 3 months, we're going to get key art for everybody. I'd like for us to be able to have some type of landing page or website, and you'll start to see some initial collabs form during those first 3 months. How about you, Mossy, for those first 3 months? What do you kind of expect the same, probably?
Probably around the same. If it's a person coming in who doesn't have any like a concept for a VTuber, I think that would be during those 3 months as well, as we would help them probably figure that out.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. That would also be taking place. So, you know, that would also be if people want redesigns and things like that too. Yeah. Probably around the 6-month mark, people would finally be fully established if they've got redesigns. 6 months in, we might start getting some, we might seek out, you know, things like sponsorships and stuff to help support the group further. Look into some other options. Depending on how well things are going, we might consider figuring out how to add in more talents at that time, potentially, for maybe a wave 2, maybe start planning process around there. But 6 month period will probably be letting things kind of establish and grow a little bit further.
Right. And also, you know, putting out like more more collab content and more like art with everybody involved and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing, like, we'll get some clips made, you know, we'll get some shorts made, post them on the socials, of course. We want to make sure that everybody that's in VDuality is equally represented as a part of VDuality, because everybody's going to be pivotal. We want everybody to kind of have their own identity, but also, you know, we want everybody to have their own identity, but also be a part of VDuality. So, something that you actually will see, which I don't think we've actually touched on, is when you're with VDuality, you're expected to collab with members of VDuality. You don't have to collab with everybody every single month or something. For the 1 year mark, I definitely want to do something really fun for the anniversary of like everybody debuting under VDuality and also just VDuality's launch. We might do something fun. I'd love to do some contests and stuff and have like a prize, you know, for like the community and stuff. You know, everybody can kind of rally behind. But yeah, this is going to be, you know, 1 year, you know, we'll kind of see, we'll definitely be a lot farther in our goals than we are right now, you know, and a lot of things can happen in a year.
Thanks for being here and listening to us yap and talk about actually very important things in regards to VDuality, everyone. I really appreciate you. It's been an absolute blast, and you guys had some really good questions. So thank you. If you have more questions, go to the Discord. That's it for me. Now I'm gonna move over here.
I'm like, woo! No, you can come back on. Okay, get back over here. I'm like, get back over here. But yes, thank you all so much for watching and for being here. Thank you for all your excellent questions. If anything else does arise, definitely join the VDuality Discord. You guys can find the link over on the VDuality page. I also have our Twitter linked here for VDuality, or our Twitch linked here for VDuality, which does have the Twitter and Blue Sky links, which do have the links for you there. But yeah, make good choices. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Apply for VDuality. And I'll see you next time!